everyone, today I'm here to film a recent reads video. It's been a while since I filmed one of these. I'm sorry, I miss doing them. They were called Mashup Reviews, Recent Reads, whatever you want to call them. I might just do Recent Reads, whatever. This is the YA edition. I've actually read a few YA books that I want to talk about in this video. I'm actually reading more, so there might be a second part to this one. And there'll probably be an adult thriller one coming soon. Either way, expect a lot of them in the coming weeks and things like that. So this one is YA books. I have 4 books that I want to talk about. So let's get right into it. As always, I will leave timestamps down below for each book. Today, I'll be talking about The Upside of Falling by Alex Light, Crave by Tracey Wolff, A Phoenix First Must Burn. This is 16 stories, and this is edited by Patricia Caldwell, as well as a whole bunch of different authors, and Anna Kay by Jenny Lee. Let's get right into it. So the first book is The Upside of Falling. I read this on a whim. I bought it on Kindle because it was like $2, and I have a habit now of like, if it's really cheap on Kindle, I'll buy it and then maybe buy it physically later. This might be the case with this book because it was really adorable. It's a YA contemporary, and we follow 2 characters named Becca and Brent. Becca is very shy. She's quiet. She doesn't have a lot of friends. She just wants to read all the time and go on with her life. And then, you know, one day her ex-best friend's like, you can't ever get a boyfriend. You never know what love is. And then, what do you know? Like the high school star quarterback and most popular guy ever, like, acts like her boyfriend, and they kind of have a fake relationship from there. That's what the whole book is about, is them fake dating. And obviously they become friends after that and a little bit more. They're each going through very different things in their life. Becca is really trying to navigate how she feels because her dad left her and her mom a while ago and he has a new family. She just, you know, can't come to grips with that and is still very upset about it. And Brett has a family that's, you know, rock solid. He loves his mom and dad. They're everything. But as time goes on, he's learning maybe there are some things that they're keeping hidden from him, and maybe that he doesn't have his life together like everyone thinks he does. He's not the golden boy. He's not, you know, what everyone thinks he is all the time. And so they really bond, and it's just a really adorable romance book. Not romance book, but like a YA contemporary with really heavy-based romance, I guess you could say. It was just really sweet. The 2 characters, how they really cared for one another. They were friends first, honestly, and then they developed feelings, and it was just like, it's the hard eyes emoji in a book for me, honestly. I really liked it. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I haven't heard anybody talk about this book, I don't think, here on BookTube, but I would recommend it. I think it was cute. It was super quick to read, and I just had a smile on my face throughout the entirety of it. And the love was just so gosh dang adorable. Did I say that? Yes, I did. Moving on, let's talk about Crave by Tracey Wolff. So me and my friend Crystal over at Crystal Marie Books decided to read this together because we both bond over our love of Buffy and vampires, and we have heard a lot about this book. I haven't read this sooner because honestly the reviews, they're horrible. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The reviews are not great, but we decided, hey, let's buddy read it and let's navigate this together, this huge chunk of a book together, and let's talk about it. And that's exactly what we did. Before I spoil you what I gave this book, I gave it a 3 out of 5. This book is also, how freaking long is this book? It's like almost 600 pages. That's insane. So this book, we follow a character named Grace, and Grace has just lost both of her parents. She lives in California, and she moves to Alaska with her uncle and her cousin, and her uncle has like this boarding school, this really elite boarding school in Alaska, in a very small town in Alaska. So Grace's life obviously changes, and then when she goes to this boarding school, she learns something's a little bit different about this boarding school. You know, paranormal, put 2 and 2 together. She meets this guy named Jackson who is very mysterious and brooding and hard to get to know. It's very much a Twilight ripoff. There, I said it. I threw it out there. No taking it back. And it's very, I think this book is best to go into not expecting a serious, really immense time. If you're just looking for a fun vampire read, look no further. You're not going to get a really intense vampire book, I guess you could say. It was... I'm trying like not to... I mean, was the writing that great? Was the plot very good? There was really not a lot of plot. Like, this book meandered a ton, but yeah, I read it so super quickly, and it read super quickly even though there wasn't a lot of plot. Are the characters that great? No. Honestly, Grace is annoying as mess, and Jackson, I didn't really enjoy him, but then I did because I always enjoy a brooding vampire. I don't know. But there's just, I mean, I don't know if this book is very self-aware, honestly, maybe, because there's even a scene, like, I mean, I'm sure you as a viewer can put two and two together. This boarding school is kind of like a paranormal boarding school. Am I spoiling it? I don't think so. I think you can figure it out. But there's a scene in this book where Grace still does not know that she's at a paranormal boarding school, which why she's not figured it out at this point in the book, I have no clue. But she has a very big crush on Jackson, and he decides to give her a copy of Twilight that's really in this book. And I'm just like, whoa, okay. Like, I mean, can you, like, I don't know. So I gave it a 3. If I'm honest, the writing, the plot, the characters was a 2 out of 5 for me, but the enjoyment was really there. It's kind of like watching Riverdale. I watch it a ton, I'll binge it, and then by the end I'm like, why did I watch it? And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed how much I didn't like it. I don't know. I'll definitely continue on with the series because it's interesting. The ending was very just, what? It was a fun time. I'm not gonna lie to you. Anytime there's a vampire read, I'm all up on it. Like, there was even a scene in this book where they had like this epic snowball fight, and it reminded me so much of the Cullens baseball. Like, I was there in Supermassive Black Hole. It happened. It was there. So I don't know. I don't want to say more about this because the reviews on the Goodreads can tell you everything you need to know. For me, I'd say if you're really big into vampires and paranormal, check it out maybe. If not, maybe pass on it because it's freaking huge and I don't think you're missing much. Moving on. Next up is, oh goodness. Next up is A Phoenix First Must Burn. This is 16 stories of Black girl magic, resistance, and hope, edited by Patricia Caldwell. It's got stories by Elizabeth Acevedo, Anne Marie, Justina Ireland, Danny Lore, L.L. Kinney, Karen Strong, a whole bunch of authors. So, like this book is, it's 16 stories of like, it's got magic and so they're more fantasy based. Either way, it's all about Black girls, and I loved it. I gave it a 4 out of 5, and I really liked it. I would say my favorite stories, I wrote them down. The first one was Patricia Caldwell. She wrote like a vampire story. I was there for it. If she's written another book, I need to read it ASAP because we share a love of vampires. I also really loved Elizabeth Acevedo's story. I love her writing so much. I also loved E.B. Zaboy's writing, her story in this as well. And lastly, Karen Strong. Really recommend this. I love anthologies because you can read like 2 a day. Me and my friend Amy from Amy Reads read this together. We'd read 2 stories a day and text what we thought about them and things like that. So anthologies are great to read, like even as a secondary book. You can read another book, and that's what I did. I read another full-length book, and I would read a couple stories this a day. I really loved it, would highly recommend it, and the cover is freaking stunning. The last book I want to talk about is Anna K by Jenny Lee. So this is a teenage retelling of Anna Karenina, which is by Lee Tolstoy. Hopefully I said that right, and it's a classic. Have I read it? No. Will I ever read it? Probably not. But, so if I'm really wrong with the parallels in reviewing this, please forgive me, as I haven't read Anna Karenina. Just throwing it out there. So this book, like you can tell, is a retelling of that. So in this book, we follow a whole bunch of characters. First up, we follow Anna K, who is very elite. She's very prestigious at her school. She loves her 2 Newfoundlands, those huge dogs, like the nanny dogs. Oh my gosh. And she also rides horses. She's just a really good girl. She has a boyfriend that's like kind of the king of the town, so like the kind of the king and queen. We also follow her brother Stephen and his girlfriend Lolly. We also follow Lolly's sister Kimmy, and we also follow Stephen's friend Dustin, and we also follow, oh my gosh, please forgive me if I say his name wrong, Count Vronsky. That's the kind of guy that gets around town, I guess you could say, and him and Anna meet, and they kind of fall in love, and it's a forbidden love, and that's kind of the whole book. It's very, very reminiscent to me of Gossip Girl, and I loved Gossip Girl so much. Blair Waldorf was everything for me. So Vronsky reminded me a lot of freaking Chuck, goodness me. But it was a really enjoyable story. Like, I really liked it. A lot of people compare this to Gossip Girl meets Crazy Rich Asians, but I haven't read the book of that, so I can't tell you like as far as like if that's a really good depiction or like similarity to that. But I will say it was very similar to Gossip Girl because all of these characters are really, really rich. Anna and her brother Stephen are Korean American, pregnant and they're struggling through that with their family and things like that. They're all struggling through relationships. There's a lot of drug use in this book, a lot of language, so just be aware of that. But the whole kind of plot, I would say, centers around Anna and kind of her realizing that maybe she doesn't love her boyfriend and that maybe she has feelings for this Count Vronsky guy, but it can't really happen because she doesn't want to do anything like that and stuff like that. So I really liked it. It was addicting as mess. Like, I found myself when I wasn't reading this book wondering about the characters and what they're gonna do, and I'm so glad this has a sequel to it because the way it ended was really heartbreaking. But I'm ready to read the sequel. It was good. I loved it a lot. I wasn't expecting to, I didn't really even know about this book, and then I saw it on my library's Overdrive and I'm like, I'll try this. And now I'm gonna buy a copy of it because I liked it that much. Like, it was good and I really enjoyed it. So I gave it a 4 out of 5. So there you have it. Those are the books that I've read recently that follow in the YA genre, and I will have another one of these very, very soon because I'm in the middle of 3 more YA books right now. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you've read them, if you haven't, if you had the same feelings as me or not. I would love to know. Either way, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.